Good afternoon, everyone. Siberian wildfires expanding. We've seen the images of the smoke. Even Alaskan media picking up on it. Forecast, Arctic swirling again and again. Area in red that you see ignited. I wonder if the media will report on the record cold as well that's coming. Or that this season that you're told that's wildfire crazy is very low, below the normals for this start period of the year. Even looking back at 2003, fires far more ferocious than this year. And perhaps the Upensky Cathedral was part of Tartaria. What will the US dollar look like once we tally up all the debt accumulated in this never-ending money printing fest by the Fed and all the central banks globally? Did you know it took nearly 8 years for the markets to recover after the 2008 housing bubble crash? And with Bank of America, Citigroup, central banks, and almost all investors seeing gold soaring, forecasting $2,000 and then $3,000 an ounce for gold respectively. Do you have 8 years to wait for the next recovery? With this much inflation on the way, only one investment stands out: gold. Patriot Gold Group has no fee-for-life IRAs where your IRA or 401k can be in physical gold or silver. At Patriot, you work directly with an owner and avoid paying absurd broker fees. Call today or request a free investment kit. PatriotGoldGroup.com. The link's in the description box below. And one of my favorite sites, Severe Weather EU, had this really good article here talking about a dramatic increase in Siberian wildfires, smoke reaching Canada and the U.S. Wanted to chase this down because I know smoke means albedo. Albedo means cooler temperatures, more rainfall. Wanted to follow this and watch the temperature drops. There's quite a few different maps and interactive interfaces here. I like Global Forecast Firewatch as well as a couple more that I'll list here for you. They show the active hotspots in Siberia. Even the Terra Modis satellite here from NASA showing the smoke emanations. Yellow lines are where some of the more major hotspots in the wildfires connecting together are. Anywhere in red that you see is infrared through the clouds, so you can actually see the fire front there. And a bit more close up, looks like a star radiating pattern. But there is a lot of smoke, I'll give you that. When permafrost melts every summer, as it does, methane gas is released, it catches on fire, lightning strikes, and the notable heat wave from NOAA here mimicking the 1980s as well. I've already done a full video on that. This heat wave is 0.9 of 1 degree Fahrenheit warmer than in the 1980s. And the GHOST satellite here showing us the carbon monoxide forecast. So obviously the darker as we're getting toward the reds and pinks, the higher the CO levels are. Not carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. And this one of the black carbon is actually the soot or the ash that would be in the air. This is over through July 10th, and you look above North America and Greenland up there, you'll see that light green. That's where the smoke is going up into the Arctic Circle. And you can see the progression from where it will be on the 7th to where that swirling green would be. Now what we're looking at is this type of wildfire here that's sending the smoke up into the Arctic Circle. And knowing that the albedo is going to increase, we should look for cooler temperatures across the Arctic while this smoke makes its way up and around. Some more detailed close-ups for you here. Again, the infrared penetrating through the smoke to show you the front on whatever grass fires or bog fires, methane fires, whatever it is up there in the tundra. And wait, oh, this one's from 2019. It happens every year. Every year. And you can gauge the intensity from last year as well. So just to be very specific about the area on the map that we're talking about here. So we have Russia, the entire colored region, and it's broken down by fire threat. Yellow is not really anything to worry about. Orange is drier and the conditions are better for fires, and the red is where we're seeing all the smoke and the satellite images in Siberia. So as I said, these fires occur every single year. So let's take you back to 2001, far left. Where we are now, far right. Does it look that far out of the ordinary? Now I know the year's not finished yet, so let's take a look at it in a different way. The size of the circle shows you the size and the amount of fire alerts or actual fires that would be seen through the MODI satellite, and the red hot spots that I've showed you in the previous images here. So go down around 2003. That's a giant red circle compared to where we are over far right. I like to look at the numbers though, and if we do gauge where we are today with what was the event in 2003, 163,000 fires so far 2020, 646,000 fires 2003. So do you think in the next month and a half to 2 months we'll have another 500,000 fires there? That's what should really be talked about. This is a yearly event, happens every year. And to put it in a different context, when we look at all the years lined up from 2001 until present, 19 years of information here. So when you look at that red line, 2020, is it above or below the averages? Where do you think it's going to go? It didn't go vertical, and it looks like it's pretty much in the same trajectory to flatten out with the rest of the years. To be seen, but this is an unusually strange year, as if we've all noticed. Nature and humanity behaving strangely. But the smoke now is in earnest starting to reach up to Alaska. That's been confirmed through the media front page headlines, of course. And then Oregon as well, starting to see that. Red, hazy, smoke-filled sunsets. The Siberian Times as well, offshore. Somebody sailing there took some images from ships. So we get a good gauge of smoke photos now to see that it really is matching up with the satellite and with the forecast as well. But I have this caveat in here, unusually high compared to the same week in previous years. It seems to be an uptick right now, and it is going to level off and flatten out next week as more rains and cooler temperatures head in. So I really wanted to gauge it. What about the 15 largest wildfires by acres burned? Because the way the media is going at it right now, it's the worst ever, it's the biggest ever, it's the world-ending event, it's So let's really look at it. 2003, remember that big red dot that I showed you there in the beginning? That was 47 million acres burned. Not even close yet. And as we get into the number 2 spot, which is disputed with Australia last year, we still get the Northwest Territories fires in Canada. And we go down to Manitoba. What's that? 1989, 1939, Great Fire in 1919, 1950, Chinchaga Fire in Canada. Straight off World Atlas. I left the link below so you can compare there. Now, there are record-breaking cold temperatures going to be following the record-breaking heat and the fires and smoke. Now, I'm wondering how much the media is really going to pick up on this because it doesn't fit into the narrative. Because when we look around 18th, 19th, 20, 21, 22 of July, it really starts to get cold, and you can see the depth and breadth of that record cold. We're looking at about 16 to 20 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit, Celsius below the normal temperatures, which is going to bring it right into the cusp of record-breaking cold up there for the summertime. And since I was on the interactive charting site for the fires here, this is the entire planet at the moment, all regions. Red line is this year compared to all other years. Now, I look at the red line flattening out, and I'm thinking, I wonder if it's just because of lack of human activity. A lot of people are locked down. Not any careless starts by, 4th of July barbecues that got out of control in a forest somewhere. It does seem that this has a relationship to the lockdown and the lack of travel and the lack of outdoor activity currently. And as I was searching for images for tonight's story, I'm a fan of Tartaria, and I'm always looking for the wireless towers and different kind of resonating architecture. And this definitely fits Upensky Cathedral, Vladimir City in Russia. And the different angles definitely give you a sense that this is not a normal building within that region. Something special. And again, if you're going to be resonating to produce different types of energy, using sound and vibration, you very much might match this up geometrically. And it seems Russia still has a fingerprint of Tartaria. And this has been Grand Solar Minimum Approved Media, Climate, Economy, and History. Join me over on Patreon/DAP2030, where we look deeper into the changes across our planet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.